Today is Monday of the fourth week of Lent. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John chapter 4 verses 43 to 54. At that time Jesus left Samaria for Galilee, for Jesus himself testified that a prophet has no honor in his native place. When he came into Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him, since they had seen all he had done in Jerusalem at the feast, for they themselves had gone to the feast. Then he returned to Cana in Galilee, where he had made the water wine. Now there was a royal official, whose son was ill in Capernaum. When he heard that Jesus had arrived in Galilee from Judea, he went to him and asked him to come down and heal his son, who was near death. Jesus said to him, "Unless you people see signs and wonders, you will not believe." The royal official said to him, "Sir, come down before my son dies." Jesus said to him, "You may go, your son will live." The man believed what Jesus said to him and left. While the man was on his way back, his slaves met him and told him that his boy would live. He asked them when he began to recover. They told him, "The fever left him yesterday about 1 in the afternoon." The father realized that just at that time Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live," and he and his whole household came to believe. Now this was the second sign Jesus did when he came to Galilee from Judea. The Gospel of the Lord. Today, in the first reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, 17 to 21, we see that Israel's condition in the time of the prophet is then contrasted with the condition in the New Jerusalem, the kingdom of the Messiah. The kingdom is not an improved version of the old Israelite kingdom, but is something entirely new. It is a new creation where the quality of life will be different from that of the present world. Sorrow will be replaced by rejoicing. Life will not be cut short except where God acts in judgment. For us too, being a new people by baptism, we do not become an improved version of who we are. We become a new creation in Christ, a creation that has been made heirs of the kingdom. And therefore, this is to say, even if we die, we do not die. We live in Christ because he has won for us eternity. In the new creation, people will have complete satisfaction, complete contentment if they believe in God. They will not experience the suffering and frustration that results from sin, but will enjoy life as God intended them to enjoy it. The absence of sin will mean that above all, they will live in perfect fellowship with God, the world of nature, also with the benefit in this new era of genuine peace and harmony. Genuine peace and harmony is not in the belongings we have, in the possession or anything. It is the contentment that we get for trusting that everything is well in the Lord. Even when we suffer like Christ carrying the cross, he knew even after crucifixion, "Father, if it is your will, let it be done. Though it feels so bitter, but if it is your will, let it be done. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani." But yet he believed that resurrection was in all things. And so for us, even when we are in pain, if we believe in God, we know that good tidings are in all things. Not because we just want miracles from God, but our faith is strong in God. In our gospel, Jesus was in the town of Cana, where a government official arrived from Capernaum with an urgent request for Jesus to heal his son. He had a request, a government official had a request to Jesus. He did not come to use the presence of Jesus. He came with a request to Jesus. That means whatever your possession, you come to church because you have a request to God, not that you want to use the presence of God for your own benefit. Again, Jesus was careful not to perform miracles to satisfy those who thought of him as merely a wonder worker. But when he saw the man's distress, he accepted what little faith the man had and announced that the son would live. The man accepted Jesus' word and set out for home, even without knowing what would happen. You come to the church, you have your request to God. God, I want you to do this. You don't have to tell people anything. You go. You don't have to keep on falling back from God. You go and trust that God will do something for you. And it happened to this centurion, but it's gonna happen to us when we have true faith in God. When he learned of the time and circumstance of his son healing, he came to complete faith along with his household. Our faith is very important even for our families. We give what we have to our household. As parents, we have the authority, we have the responsibility to pass on the faith that we received to our children and to our household. Our faith in God and not our possession will save us and our households. Big or small, true faith and submission to God will bring happiness and prosperity in health and wealth. Like the centurion, we ought to be contented with what God offers. Its size or weight does not define its magnitude. God is already so mighty, and whatever He gives is mighty. God bless you and have a wonderful day.